This is new. Okay, here we go. So I just wanted to make a video about my entire study abroad experience prior to leaving to South Korea, which is where I'm going to go. And I do leave in about a month from this time that I'm recording. So I just wanted to rewind back to the beginning of the semester in September and talk about my entire application process and getting everything settled and ready for my applications and whatnot, and also scholarships and grants as well. In the beginning of the semester, we first talked to a study abroad coordinator. Her name was Ramona. Love her. She's the best. She pretty much guided us through everything. And the only problem was that we waited till the second week of September because the entire study abroad, all the applications, a lot of scholarships, everything was due October 1st. So pretty much we had, what, 2 weeks? Maybe a little over, give or take, I don't know, of time to get everything done. So we were in a rush. I spent so much time with my applications that I barely remember the first half of the semester. Any learning content in my classes, I barely remember because I spent so much time doing these applications. And then also asking for letters of recommendations and then being denied and trying to find another teacher. It was such a hassle. God bless the people who helped me along the way, who accepted and wrote letters of recommendations for me, even though, you know, they probably barely remembered me, and, you know, I got everything done, but it was just a very, very long process. So I first want to start talking about scholarships. So for scholarships, when I spoke to my study abroad coordinator, she pretty much gave us a list of scholarships and grants that we may be able to apply for. But the problem was a lot of the ones that she recommended, or I would say like a good half of them, we were unable to apply because we were already so late in the game. It was just too short of a time for us to finish it. So the two that I ended up going for was the Study Abroad Diversity Scholarship, which was offered by my school, UWM, and then also the Gilman Scholarship, which is a big national scholarship that is very, very difficult to get. So I spent a lot of time doing the Gilman Scholarship, which took up, honestly, the Gilman Scholarship took up most of my time. It was very competitive. I even spoke to a Gilman representative, what is he called? I got a lot of help throughout the Gilman Scholarship, and it wasn't just one paper, it was 3 papers for that scholarship. So I spent a lot of time working and laboring for that. Yeah, I pretty much looked on the study abroad page. They have a list of scholarships, but there was also a study abroad Wisconsin grant that we were able to apply for. Pretty much anybody who is a Pell recipient, I believe, can apply for that if they're going to study abroad. So I did get money from that as well, which is amazing. Yeah, and then I also spent time doing the Study Abroad Diversity Scholarship, which I mentioned earlier. That one I believe is a little less competitive simply because it's within the school, but still I did spend a lot of time with that as well. So with applications and everything, it was time consuming for sure. Oh, but also for studying abroad, since I was looking at so many scholarships, I actually made an Excel sheet to keep track of all the scholarships that I applied for, and also, like, you know, when I turn them in, what is it for, how much is it worth, what's the due date, when is the announcement date on if I would get the scholarship or not. So I had an Excel sheet that I made for that as well, which helped me on board, especially because, you know, as you're going throughout the semester with school and work as well, which I was doing, it's really hard to keep track of that, and so I'm glad that I made that for me because I just was looking out for myself in the future. As for my writing process, I spent a lot of time for each paper. I would write an outline, I would write a rough draft, I would edit that entire thing. Sometimes I would just redo entire paragraphs or just delete an entire section because I just didn't like the way it turned out. One time I made the mistake of just writing and it was just such a bad paper.
See, this is what happens when you don't make a plan, okay? Because when you don't make a plan, you start writing and it just makes no sense. You have no idea where you're taking the paper. You have no idea what you're talking about. And so I had to redo it, which is fine because now the paper is way better, but like just a waste of time that I could have been spending time doing homework or sleeping.
So then I turned in my application and I got my letters of my recommendation in. I turned in my scholarship. The study abroad process is over for now. You know, I'm just in the waiting process to see if I'm accepted, to see if I got scholarships, to see if I got the grant. And so yeah, then comes announcement days for if I got scholarships or not. So then we find out later that we got accepted to the study abroad for Abu University. So we're super happy, super stoked that we got in. But unfortunately for the Gilman scholarship, like I said, it was very competitive, as is nationwide. And so I did not get that scholarship, but the Lord pulled through later on. I'll get to that. When I got the email that I got the study abroad diversity scholarship from UWM, I was stoked. I was so happy. Guess who just applied for her passport? And then I got it in the mail, and that was super fun too. It's only been like a couple, like 2-ish weeks. Oh word, guess who got her passport? And congratulations, it's your new passport. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay, this is cute or whatever. And then I had to apply through AJU. So I got accepted from study abroad here, but I still had to apply for AJU University because they want us in their system as well. That was an entire process in itself. But you know, after putting everything in, getting my photo, and then it went through. Of course, I was accepted, which is amazing again. But pretty much it was already guaranteed. But still, it's exciting. It's part of, you know, the process. After being accepted, we were supposed to get an acceptance package, which was supposed to come in late December, but it didn't come until literally last week, which was like a month after when we were expected to get it. So that pushed back getting our visas, but we did get our flight tickets.
So today we're gonna buy our airplane ticket.
Yeah. What was the other one? They're like,
I would prefer window seat.
I think you would.
I think I would. I don't think I pee that much. I'm pretty ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm pretty ready. Okay.
Ah! It's the moment, the moment.
We're finally doing it. We cut it out for cheaper, but
Let's do it.
Ready?
No!
Ready?
No!
Ready?
No! Here we go.
I already clicked it.
Okay, I do it. I do it too. We're confirming.
I'm not fail. What is life here? Oh, you printed that already?
Yeah, because I actually did it right, huh? Who coming back to fourth?
And then I believe in December, the week before exams, on a Thursday, I remember this, it was Thursday morning, my study abroad coordinator, Ramona, she gave me a call, and I was like, why is she calling me? And she informed me that AJU University decided to, I guess, give me priority in a scholarship that they offer, which is the GKS scholarship. I hope I'm able to talk about this. But the problem is, I literally only had like 24 hours to finish everything, and it was a paper, it was a study plan, it was like, what do you want to do in your future, and it was so many things. And I also had to get a letter of recommendation, and I'm like, it's so last minute, who's gonna do that for me? But luckily my advisor, I literally work with him, and so I went to him and I said, hey, I know this is very last minute, but would you be willing to help me out with this? Because it's really good. It's such a good scholarship. They called it like a full ride, but it's not really a full ride. But like, they offer so much to help you. So, you know, I asked my advisor, and he said, for sure, I'll do it if you need me to. If you want to do it, I know you only have like 12 hours, but if you put your mind to it, you can do it. On Thursday, after I got the phone call, I went to school. I took a visit to my advisor and I asked him. And then Friday, I ended up picking up someone's shift, so I went in at 8:30, and I was just typing away. Even the night before, I stayed up pretty late because I needed everything done by Friday, like by 11 a.m. So I was rushing to proof everything, to edit, to revise, do everything I could to make that the best application. I turned it in, it's great or whatever. And then I get an email saying, do you have a certificate of award, and I'm like, what is that? I don't know if I have that. I was thinking, and I'm like, well, I do remember getting a certificate of being on the dean's list. I just scanned that and I emailed that to her, and she was like, oh yeah, this is great, like we'll take this. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank the Lord. Like, oh my gosh, like it's such a big scholarship too, and I'm like, I really hope that I get picked for this. I know my chances are low, but like if it's in his will, then it'll happen, you know? They said that they would inform us mid-January, and I'm like, it's mid-January, where you at? But yeah, I was informed that I got the scholarship. So I'm super excited, super stoked for it. It's honestly gonna help so much. All the scholarships and all the grants that I got, honestly, like that's like the only reason that like I'm able to go, and of course my loans as well, and my parents love them. But yeah, that's pretty much it so far. I mean, I did get the HP Sprocket, which is a handy little device that prints photos, you know. Oh my gosh, so literally like 2 days ago we also took a trip down to Chicago. So my uncle and then my grandpa decided to take us down on Friday. So thank you, Uncle JJ, you the bomb. But you know, we got there, Uncle just stayed in the car, my grandpa ended up coming with us, and we actually first walked into the wrong building. So we went out again. It was so official, it was almost like a hotel. I felt so out of place. I mean, I tried to like dress up, but like we were just standing there and we were like, we don't know where to go. Another guy was at the desk, and so he was like, oh yeah, I can help you. We went up and I'm like, okay, is the Korean embassy here? And he's like, yep. Can I have your IDs? I'm like, IDs? Like, okay, whatever, you know, I guess. So we all gave our IDs to him, and then he typed in our names down. He gave us a little card. He's like, okay, you just go down this hall, not the first one, but the second one. You use the card and you slip it in, and then it'll allow you to go through like the bars or whatever. So we went there, and then we had to go all the way up to the 27th floor. We found the Korean embassy, and it was very, very small, surprisingly. It was not busy at all, but like nobody was paying attention to us. So we're standing there, and then a lady finally came and was like, hey, can I help you? You know, we already had everything all set and done. We made sure, we even met up with a study abroad coordinator to make sure that we got everything set and ready so that we can get our visas right away, because like I said, we were supposed to get the admission package like a month before, but we didn't and was delayed, so that delayed our visa process. You know, we gave everything, it was $45 for the visa, just straight up cash, which is fine, but apparently we had the wrong application. But the thing was that we printed the applications online on the Korean consulate website, and so I'm like, okay, we're just copying stuff back and forth. Oh, and also for the visa, we're required to have a prepaid envelope if we wanted to get it mailed back to us, pretty much mail back our passport. So they were like, you can only do it from UPS or from FedEx. We went to FedEx, and they're like, nah, we can't do that. I'm like, what you mean? What you mean you can't do that? What? Okay. So then we went to UPS, and UPS was like, they were confused. And I'm like, why are you confused? What's confusing about this? But they were able to give it to us, which is great. But it was $12, y'all. I'm like, $12? Are you for real? We already paid $45 for a visa. Now you trying to tell me that we gotta pay $12 just for you to mail that back to us? I'm like, really? But like, whatever, it is what it is. So we gave that to them as well, and like, you know, all is good. We even went to the bathroom. That bathroom was fancy, okay? I'll let you know now, that bathroom was fancy. We did it. We did it. We did it. We got our visas. That was so nerve-wracking. And it was so freaking official, bro. I can't. Selfie. Oh, okay. We went back down, and you know, we met up with Uncle, and then we ended up going to Vietnamese town, but then we came back home, and like, now we're good. I feel good. Oh, we applied for dorms, and now we just waiting for February to come. I believe it's mid-February is when we can start applying for classes. Yeah, now it's just all online stuff, and then we leave. So yeah, hopefully everything goes well. Maybe I'll get the camera, we'll see. But like, we're doing a trial for Final Cut Pro because we can't afford it, so okay, bye.